Hi there, this is Tim with a quick video to show you some of the things that I did in my third live stream of No Man's Sky. Unfortunately, the archiving did not work with YouTube streaming, so what I did is on the fourth day of the release, when I did not stream, I spent an hour or so just quickly going through on the planet where I spent the third live stream and did just some of the things that I did during the actual live stream, just to give it a little bit of continuity as best I could. Now this is obviously where I ended the live stream, but that's all gone, so I'm basically going to go through, I'm going to show you some of the things that I ended up with, and during the second live stream you'll know that I actually ended up on this planet and I thought that it was pretty lifeless, did not think that there would be any gek in the stations on land, and any signals that I found underwater I thought that they were bugs, and both of those things proved to be incorrect, and I found both of those things during the third live stream. So this is the planet that I'm on. As you can see, it's just my third planet in my first system. Now this is basically what I was finding everywhere. I was finding some of these stations on land, but they were all overtaken by this kind of red stuff here that looks quite gross. And obviously I was finding a few of these monoliths and things like that as well. And if you watch the second live stream highlights, you know, you'll kind of know this. So here is a good example of me finding things. Okay, so you can see something just in front when I landed, but you could also see there's one of these question marks in the water too. So just going to use my scanner to zoom in and have a quick look what's over there. And then I'm going to head into the water and see what this is. You can see something flashing there. Just got to be careful you don't dive in straight on top of something that can actually hurt you, because this planet does have quite a few plants that will try to kill you instead of animals. This looks just absolutely gorgeous underwater, just absolutely amazing. And you can see as I get closer here, this actually is a signal. So basically I can just discover an area and save my game and find some technology underwater. And obviously near these there's usually a few knowledge stones, some cargo drops and things like that as well. So I did find quite a lot of that under the water. But you have to remember, you have to keep an eye on your oxygen meter, which is the bluish green meter over on the left hand side. And you have to get up to the surface before that runs out.
Radiation protection falling.
And obviously the radiation that you're taking is a little bit higher underwater.
Extreme radiation detected.
Obviously I use my jetpack to get above the water to refill my oxygen. But that's that done. Now here's another one going under the water again. This was in a completely different area of the planet. Obviously using my jetpack to stay in the air as long as I can until that runs out, and then I swim for a little while, and I actually hit a plant there that causes damage, but I didn't realize until I did that. But back under the water, and then above to take in some more oxygen before finally diving down to see what this is.
Extreme radiation detected.
And as you can see, it's actually a monolith underwater. I think this is pretty cool. You obviously have to be pretty quick. You don't have a lot of time to read the text on the left and the text on the right. You just have to grab whatever this monolith is giving you and get the hell out of there. And then as soon as it's done, head back up to the surface, try to find which direction your ship is in. There we go. And you can use the jetpack
Radiation protection
when
falling.
underwater as well to get to the surface a little bit quicker.
Extreme radiation detected. Extreme radiation detected. Extreme radiation detected. Extreme radiation detected.
So this is something that I felt was pretty cool. Like I said, all I'd found above the waterline was some of these places that had this red thing growing in them, and I actually found one underwater. Yes, I'm swimming right now, not walking, and this was underwater.
Radiation protection
Obviously got to keep a
falling.
close eye on your oxygen levels.
Inventory full.
Just realised that I'm running out of oxygen, so making a quick dash for the surface and using boost to stay above the water level.
Extreme radiation detected.
And saving the game before I went in and obviously did the puzzle. But here's a quick look at something else that I found a lot of on this planet. And just in front you can see something that I'm focused on there. That is a drop pod. And inside those you can pay to upgrade your exosuit and give yourself more slots. And like pretty much everything that I found on this planet, I did it by eye rather than actually scanning. And the reason why it's been fairly easy to do that is because this planet has more water than land, it seems like anyway. So what that has allowed me to do is to just basically fly over islands randomly, keep my eyes peeled, and I've actually found a hell of a lot of cool stuff. As you can see, I upgraded my multi-tool on this planet. It has 10 slots. My exosuit at this time, I had got up to 22 slots, but I think I'm now on 25, 26. So that's how many I'll start the next stream with. And this is my spaceship that I think you saw me collect in the second stream. And you can see some of these materials here, like lemium. You may not have seen that before, and the reason for that is because it's actually used in starship freighter construction. So, how do you get a material that comes from starships? Well, you need to find a starship and then take it apart. So here, I'm just flying over an island like normal. Find what I think looks like a crashed spaceship. So I'm going to land here. And yes, it is indeed a crashed ship. Walk up the hill here. Obviously check everything out. Now these distress beacons or black boxes, they normally have a question with 2 to 3 answers. And depending on what you select, you'll get a different thing for having done that. In this case, I'm going to search the bodies, and I'm going to get an exosuit technology blueprint that allows me to suppress toxins. So if I fit this and I go to a toxic atmosphere planet, I'm going to be able to last longer out of my spaceship. Let's have a look here. So this is the abandoned starship. It has 21 slots. And if I compare that to the one I have, my current one has 22. So this crashed ship is a worse ship. But that doesn't mean that I can't make use of it. All of these things here, certain ones can be dismantled down back into the components that they were built from. So I'm going to accept this lesser ship. I'm going to board it. And then rather than repairing it and flying off with this as my ship, I'm going to press the middle mouse button, which dismantles whatever technology that the mouse cursor is over. You can see some ones it doesn't work on, and obviously some it does. And I made the mistake of clicking on iron and iridium there before I realized what I was doing. But you can see it's been broken down. There's nickel, there's copper. These are things that there's at least kind of 40,000 units that have just come out of nothing right there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head back to my original spaceship, which is still there. Obviously you may want to save your game before you do this, just in case your spaceship, I don't know, flies away by itself or something. But basically now I'm going to compare again. And then now it's just like I'd found my previous ship as the abandoned ship. So now I can press X to transfer items to what was my previous ship. Obviously if I have space, which I'm actually lacking right now. So the only things that I'm actually able to transfer here is things like the chrysonite, which I already had a stack for, and obviously the copper. But the nickel and the platinum and the iridium I actually had to leave behind simply because I didn't have enough space in my 22 slot ship, or my exosuit, because it actually has to transfer through my exosuit, I think. Anyway, so now I'm just going to see what else is around here. And head back up the hill to complete my stocking. But before I do, I ended obviously the third stream on this planet. And what you're actually seeing now is something that I recorded on day 4 of the release instead of streaming. So I'm actually going to leave this planet now, which I didn't do during the third live stream, and I'm going to show you the new planet that I've landed on, so that when I do stream for the 4th time, you'll have a bit of continuity between where I've ended this kind of fake third live stream highlight video with where the 4th one actually starts off. So anyway, you can see here, you know, I'm trying desperately to give myself some space, transferring items to the ship, and this is the point where I decided, you know, I actually have to get myself up to the space station and sell some of this stuff, because I can't really do anything else on this planet now. Although the game is desperately telling me to go and see a life form at the bottom right all the time. So you can see now there's the copper is here, the chrysonite is here, and those all came from spaceships that I found and dismantled parts. Time to leave the planet. And there is the space station. So obviously I docked, sold everything I could, freed up all of the slots that I could, and then headed right back out and picked a new planet. Rather than heading back to the planet that I was on, decided to go to a new planet. This one is called Marmomichik, at the moment. And you can see as I come in here, it has land and water, or liquid. I don't know if it's necessarily water. And you can see, again, very, very, very lucky for me with all of the planets that I've been on so far, is that it has large gold deposits. And you could see them as I came in there pretty much everywhere. Immediately found a place to save the game. And like I said earlier, this is where I'm going to start my 4th live stream when I actually do it. And you can see unclouded skies, low sentient or sentinel activity. Flora is absent, and fauna, it actually said unknown. So I may find some life here, some animals, but there are no plants whatsoever. So it's going to be interesting to see what's actually on this world. Just to walk to the cliff here and have a quick look. You can see some gold directly ahead. But looks interesting, and it's so radically different from the other worlds that I have visited so far. Absolutely love that. Anyway, hope this brings you up to speed. I'll see you at the 4th live stream. Thanks, bye.